Yo, what up, chat? It's your boy Beats, and I'm here to talk about the new PoE Crucible League. This is the first night in. We're not even in maps yet. I'm still in like Act 4, so just want to break down some of the key principles to this league mechanic for you guys, because when I first played it, it's pretty cool, man. I like the stuff that's in the maps sometimes, because it keeps the game flow kind of going, right? It's in the maps, or it's in the area you're in when you're going through the acts, right? So the first thing you're going to obviously see, you're going to see on your little mini map at the top right, you see these little pools of hot lava coming down like this. And when you come up to it, you're going to be able to click on items like, it applies to weapons and offhands that are shields, right? So I'm just the reason I'm pointing that out is because I kind of got a little salty when I found out that I have a quiver, right, on my offhand. If you look at my character, whoops, wrong button. I can't do anything with that. But if I had a shield, I could do something with that. So if you got a one-hander and a shield, you can work both of them. Obviously, if you got a two-hander on, you can only work the two-hander. If you're using a bow, you can only work the bow, right? So let's jump into it. When you walk up to these things, it's really simple. It's not that difficult to understand. What I will tell you, though, is I would recommend, if you're playing like some specific build, make sure you keep a couple of the weapon types that you're going to need in your bags, because the foul thing about this league that I don't like is once you put a Crucible affix on your weapon with the weapon tree that it gives you, you can't take it off, to the best of my knowledge. Again, I'm very early league, but I'm finding this out through conversations that once you put these things on, it's there, right? Like, so, you know, if you're playing in game and you go buy yourself like or I don't craft stuff, right? I buy all my stuff. I don't prefer to craft things on my own, even though it would save me tons of currency. I prefer to buy my bows and my weapons and things that I need, right? So if you craft on these, it's stuck, right? So my point is, if you go and you buy like a 30 divine bow and it bricks, there ain't nothing you could do about it. When I say it bricks, when you start working these crucibles into your weapons, it can be all good positives, but there's, you know, like how PoE likes to give you, like, you know, benefit and then something negative, right? Like, hey, this weapon gives you an extra projectile. Oh, but the downfall is you lose like 20 area damage, or, you know, something, or area of effect or something like that, 20%. So it can have all good, it can have like good, then a bad, then a good, you know, but that's kind of like the basic gist of how it works. And then when you come up to this, you have to pick the item that's in your bag. You do have to have the item in your bags. It doesn't have to be actually equipped on you to run it. Also, when you click on one of the items, it doesn't like take the item off if you have it equipped and puts it in there. It's just you can do either one and you still have it equipped the whole time. So when you're doing this, like another key point to this is a unique, and if you read, you cannot forge a Crucible passive skill tree onto a unique item here. My understanding about that is once you get to the maps, there's going to be part of the quest line and part of what you do to where you can eventually do this to uniques. But right now, early game, you can't. So if you want to craft on stuff, you got to get like, you know, whites, blues, yellows. Again, you can craft on anything that's not a unique early game as far as quality goes. Now, I said that too. I'm not sure if you can do it on a corrupted item. You might not be able to do it on a corrupted item. So if you're going to corrupt something, wait to corrupt it till you got it done. I would. So when you go up here, you click on it, right? I'm going to click on this, for example. I have this in my bag, not a bow I'm going to use. I picked it up to show you the mechanic. I click it. Now, it's going to say, click and hold to spawn molten monsters. Fun fact, especially if you're in Act 1, I would just totally skip this mechanic initially until you get like a little bit of damage and like some gear on you. Because if you click and hold this down till this bar fills up, that stuff will one-shot you. Everything that spawns will one-shot you, almost guaranteed, and just unless you're just some kind of like super hardcore, I don't die Chad, right? So another thing to note is you don't have to hold and left click it all the way. You can hold it, like, watch this. See how I just started it? It just started it. Now once I walk away from it, it'll start spawning the monsters. But say I misclick, like, okay, I want to get this bar up a little more, right? So see it's popping up. It's building. I really recommend stopping at about half. Maybe this stuff will murder me right now. We'll find out. But eventually what'll happen is once you get this full, it'll uncover what this extra skill or ability is that it's going to give you, right? And there's a multitude of things you can get. So you're going to want to have to keep repeating and redoing this until you really get what you want. Obviously, if you're like me, like to buy things, you're probably going to try to find the ones that you want in trade with the fixes you already want, but I can guarantee you they're going to be expensive this league. So I might actually have to put on my, crafting Chad hat and try to learn to craft and do crafting a little better because it'll probably be easier for me. So I'm going to now walk away, watch the monster spawn, and then you'll see what happens. All those lava will go away. So I'm going to walk away. Boom. I'm going to throw down my totems. All right, this stuff isn't too bad. I am playing EA totems. Okay, and I haven't done this in a while, so maybe it's a little bit easier now, but when I spawned this stuff before, it was a little yikes. Okay, now you'll notice that it's gone out. It's off my map. So now what's happened is it saved it up that much. So next time I find a Crucible, I'll charge it, I'll pop it, and then what it'll do is it'll finish. Down here at the bottom where you got your passive skill points, it will have a weapon. It will show a weapon. You click on that, and then you'll be able to apply the point that you got. Sometimes the tree will fork. It's not always a straight line. Sometimes it'll fork one way, two way, three way. I'm sure down the road you'll have like multiple options. You'll have to select which one you want. Once you select it, there's no like refunding passives or anything on it. From, again, the best of my knowledge, you can't refund anything on it. So again, if you brick an item the way it rolled, I mean, it's pretty much done. That's pretty much it. It's not a tough mechanic. It's just going to be a lot of RNG for you to get the actual rolls you want on an item, right? Now, I do have a couple buddies that linked me some gear that, like, one of them got a shield. It had 3 positive skill points that were all beneficial with no negative effects or impacts, right? It was all just good, good, good. But I have seen some that's like, it's a give and take, right? Like you gain something, but it takes away, right? So that's pretty much it. Simple mechanic. It's in all the areas. You run it up through in-game. Again, what you're going to want to do is if you're playing a certain class and you know you need a certain weapon type, get a bunch. Maybe carry like 1 or 2 in your bags. Carry a fresh one and carry the one that you're currently leveling or the one that you got equipped, and then just continue to level them. Another key point is you're probably going to be able to make some currency off this if you're in Trade League like me. So if you got any questions, comments about this video, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Make sure you sub to me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can follow me on all those for free. Subscribe on YouTube for free. Follow Twitch for free. Follow on Twitter for free. All right? I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the feedback. And I hope everybody has a great Crucible League. Peace.